Alright, so on to the decal and application process. I don't think that one video can really cover everything that I have to say about this. So this will at least be the first installment. So here we are. This is the Ricky Craven car we've been working on throughout this series. And I believe that we've reached the final step for this car in particular. I'm not going to add clear coat or even glue the car together. This is just for a stop motion. So the red that was on the sheet and the red that's actually on the body didn't match, but I cut it down all the way to the numbers and letters as much as I could because you don't want it looking too ridiculous. So I cut it all the way down to the black as much as I can. You can still see some of the, I don't even know what kind of red, candy red. This background I guess is more of maybe a maroon, but you can kind of see it on this logo here, unfortunately. But that's the problem with ordering decals like that have the backgrounds, trying to match the colors. And I easily could have gotten a regular red, but like I said in an earlier video, I don't really feel like buying another can of spray paint, because not only are they $7, but I have 40 cans of spray paint around the house for the different swatches on these cars. And yeah, you really gotta love this hobby. Anyway, so here's an example of the sheet. I went ahead and did this last night, and I'm sorry I didn't do a video to go through it, but it would have been a fail, because when you order these domestic decals, like this is like some random person who sells decals that they print out on their printer here in America somewhere. The problem is when you cut them out, it leaves like a trail. It rips through, and you don't get like a nice clean cut. You get this jagged looking, and it eats away at this like background color. Like I guess I don't really know what to, like, it rips it. I don't really know how else to really explain it. I'm not eloquent or intelligent enough. But you can see it there above where it says West, where it's ripped. And I really don't like that. And that's a common problem with the sheets like this. I got this from a friend, and it looks good like this, but when you go to cut it, I don't have scissors with me right here, but you get the idea. It's annoying, and I wouldn't recommend getting decals like that. If they have clear backgrounds, like this one, sometimes you'll get a sheet that goes on a white background, and most printers don't print white, so they're just going to print, the other colors, and you'll have the white background for this to fall back on. This is an exception. This came from Pato, and we'll get to that sheet in a minute. But here are the peel and sticks. And the peel and sticks are good for somebody who is just starting out. And you really, with these, I like these and I don't like these in particular. And this doesn't go for peel and stick altogether. You can delete backgrounds on peel and stick. But I like these because when you order them through eBay, they come within maybe 2 or 3 days. But what this seller did, they ordered from Pato, which he is based out of Australia, and you can get an entire sheet of these for maybe $11 or $12. But what they do is upload these by the single. You get 4 to a sheet, so you get 4 of these Norm Bennings when you order from Pato, and they'll cut them out, and they'll sell them for $10 a piece, and they profit from this. But the problem is they don't delete the backgrounds, and so you've got to go through. If you want a decent looking custom, you kind of have to go through and cut out, the numbers, the logos, and whatever. If not, like if you put all these on, you could do that if you wanted, but then you get overlapping decals, and it's just not necessary when you already have a black background. It's just extra work for nothing, you know? It's actually less work, but I don't know. Why even apply this when it's already black? You get what I'm saying? So this is white here. You would want these like little designs and stuff because you obviously want to emulate the truck as much as possible. But a common problem also with these Xfinity cars as a whole, I'd say since maybe 2019, they're not really sized all that well. What Pato does is he gets these sourced from Stunod Racing, and these are designed to fit a car in NR 2003. But what they've done is taken a TGA file of this design layout that's fit for the game, and they're expecting us to fit them to these Xfinity cars that are made by Lionel. Well, that's different. It's different. They don't match up super well. So what I do, and here's an example on this Haley Deegan clutch vodka car, I went ahead and colored the roof instead of trying to apply the decals instead, because it doesn't line up. It's creeping up the side of the window, this little decal on the hood here. It's annoying. That's one of the things that I don't like about the peel and stick, is that they kind of they do adhere, but this is one of the annoying things about it. And once you stick it on, it's best to not try to pull it off, because the paint's going to come with it, and you'll have the logo to cover it with it, but you know, it creates a problem in that sense, and chances are maybe you'll pull up some paint in an area where the decal isn't going to cover. So yeah, that's just what I do. And anyway, yeah, so the roof is colored in. I think this came out really well. See that? That's why I like to cut the decals down as much as possible, because then you get the overlap with the windows. But overall, I'd say this came out all right. The real problem is with these Chevys. And I couldn't really find a color to match up with this sheet that well, so I just painted the background green, and it does look all right. But with that being the case, I had to try and stretch this decal up over the A and B pillars. And so I had to cut these separate and try to do it that way, because I think the A and B pillars are further up or further back on these cars, and it's different in the game. So yeah, if you do order these, just bear that in mind, keep that in mind, so that you're not dealing with the frustration of pulling up the decals on cars and taking the paint with them. So, alright, and last but not least, here are the decals that I started out with. These are water slide, and I should have said that for these. These are water slide. Water slide decals, you dip them in water, and we'll do that in another video. And you slide them off, and you slide them onto a glossy surface, such as this one. And this Dale Earnhardt fictional Next Gen. And this Carl Long 46, this David Gilliland, and Travis Guapel car, which I have 4 of these because I want to show off my work. I stayed up till 9 a.m. one morning earlier in the week doing all this, and these are great, but you're going to have to if you want a fully detailed car, you're going to have to sit through and cut out each individual piece and slide it on. And it's not quite as bad as it looks. Once you get the hang of this, you can cut them out and go through it. You know, it's not so bad. You just have to have patience. And so, yeah, that's just an overview of the different decals, different excursions that, you know, you'll run into along the way. If I missed anything, call me out and I'll see you in the next one.